Okay, next thing I'm gonna put on here is to the parents with children. Stop telling your children that they don't understand what you're doing. A child's not supposed to speak out of turn. Don't talk when adults are talking. You don't know nothing about this. Stay in a child's place. A child is supposed to be seen and not heard, all that kind of shit. Because my question to you is, how do you know if your child actually does understand what you're doing or what you're saying if you don't give them a chance to actually tell you that? Because here's the thing y'all sort of realize. A child might actually be way more receptive to the stuff you're saying and what you're doing, but because you're afraid that they may tell you something that may make you look stupid or actually make sense, you don't want them speaking out of turn because you don't want someone less than you or younger than you knowing more than you, because that means that you lose the ability to tell them what to do and you lose control over them and who they are. Just like paying bills and stuff. Child asks you, Mom, Dad, what are you doing? You say, get out of here. You're staying at a child's place, showing on you that you don't know nothing about this. How would you know what your child don't know nothing about unless you give them a chance to show you? Unless you're too afraid that they might actually be created very intelligently and they actually know how to do what you're doing. And you might be scared that once they find out what you're doing and learn how to do it, that they won't need you no more and you won't be able to control them anymore. Just like a lot of parents from back in the day always telling their child what their child don't know. Stay in a child's place. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing about this. You're young. You're dumb. You don't know nothing. How do you know that? A lot of y'all don't even give y'all children the actual chance to show you what they actually know because you're too busy trying to degrade them so that way you keep control over their life so they never learn nothing. Telling a child they don't know how to pay bills. How do you know? There's 5-year-olds that can do math. You don't know what God put in your child to be able to do, but you fear the fact that what if he may have gave me a child that actually knows what I'm doing, and once they find out what I'm doing and learn how to do it, they might actually leave and leave me here alone by myself. Now I can't control nobody. Now I feel useless. Now I feel hopeless. Now I feel alone. Now I feel afraid. Oh, I might die alone and all this whole stuff. One thing of a fear that a lot of y'all adults have is the fact that your child might actually know more than what you think they do and say something to you that may actually make sense and make you look kind of stupid. That's why y'all say a child should be seen and not heard. Because you're afraid if you speak on something your child may actually know about it and tell you about it, then you look dumb. Be honest with yourself. Please be honest with yourself. Children are not stupid. God didn't create anything stupid. Nothing on this earth is stupid. Everything has an intelligence level. Everything has wisdom and knowledge. And the ability to understand, see, and think. And move if possible some way, somehow. But there's people that use their motives and their intentions wrong. But God didn't create one purposeless, stupid, dumb, ignorant person. Child or grown, it don't matter. People choose how they deal with their skills and their abilities. It's not something that, oh, you're 5, you don't know nothing about this. You don't know that. You don't know if God may have put some gift in your child to be a savant or a genius at the age of 2. You don't know that. But y'all be so afraid that your child might actually know what you're doing that when they find out and learn how to get it done that they won't need y'all no more. So y'all find any kind of way to keep them stupid by keeping them in a child's place, which from what I learned, a child's place ain't technically for a child. A child's place is just for anyone with the mind of a child. And I've met some older people like 40, 50, 60, 70 that's very childish mentally. And I've met a lot of young people who are very mature for their age. So all that you're too young to understand, you're too young, stay in a child's place. And just want to say, a lot of y'all older Jewish people and people from back in the day who are religious, y'all only made that shit because Jesus was teaching at, 12 or 13 to his elders, and a lot of y'all afraid that, oh, Jesus may come back in the form of a child and try to teach me, and I'm grown, I'm older than him, I know more. But the question is, because see, here's how you know if you truly are wise and know what you claim you know. The wise always know to learn. The stubborn don't want to hear nothing. The wise know. Fools speak to hear themselves talk just to see how many people agree with what they say. The wise know to listen before you speak just to see what another person's perspective on life is, whether or not you agree with it, So at least that way, if you don't agree, you know what you know what you're disagreeing with. So just in case you have a difference in opinion, you know what you're disagreeing with. Whether it's a gender thing, it's a religion thing, it's a politic thing, whatever. And the wise also know not to speak until it's the right time, because a lot of people can speak and their words lose value because all they do is talk, and their talking doesn't add up to nothing because they're just saying stuff that sound good to, so people listen to them. When wise people speak, you listen because they rarely say anything, but when they do, they learned enough to be able to speak on what they're saying, so people listen. And their words carry value because they barely speak, and when they do, it means something. So all this stuff about, oh, you're too young, you don't know what anybody know. All you do is assume. That's all you do is goddamn assume. That's all you know how to do is assume. You don't know what skills and abilities God blessed your child with, so stop, as Jesus will say, or Yahshua, stop hindering your child from doing what I created them to do. Because there's going to come a day when you're going to need that child. But remember, Mommy, Daddy, I didn't know what you were talking about. Remember, Mommy, Daddy, I was too young to know. Remember that? You stopped me from learning so long, now I actually don't know. See, that's your fault for being insecure. Not letting me learn, not teaching me nothing. Because you was too afraid if I learned something that you would lose me as your child. And the Bible says train a child up in the way they should go. From when they get old, they don't depart from it. That ain't just religiously, that's life in general. Teach them the right way to do things. Teach them the set skills they need to grow up so when they get older, they can survive life. That kind of stuff. But y'all too afraid of losing your kids to reality that you just keep them stupid for your own purpose of trying to be over them and dominant and superior to them. Because y'all don't want to feel less than superior, so you keep your child stupid by telling them they don't know nothing. Because a lot of y'all are used to y'all parents talking to y'all like that. But again, if y'all truly learn how it feels to get burnt by your parents telling you that you don't know nothing, you're dumb, you're stupid, stay in a child's place, be seen and not heard, all this stuff. If y'all know how it feels to be told that stuff, why do you tell that to your child? How about instead of repeating the sins of your ancestors, how about you try something new, like listening, learning, understanding, hearing someone else's point of view, even if they're younger than you, seeing what they actually know, hearing them out, teaching them something. Because a lot of y'all be so worried about them learning, y'all forget to be a damn teacher, not a warden, a teacher. A dictator, not a goddamn teacher. It's sad. A lot of y'all kids are going to grow up in the fear of reality of learning because y'all didn't teach them nothing. They're going to be so scared to learn because y'all didn't teach them nothing. They're going to be scared to battle life because y'all didn't teach them nothing. Too busy worrying about the fact that they might outgrow you in life that's what you're supposed to want as a parent, for your child to outdo you. Because let me repeat it. You're not going to be on this earth forever. Your children ain't going to be able to depend on you forever if they can. So, as the scrolls in the heavens will say, the day your child can outdo you in every way, shape, and form, you need to be proud, because that's just letting you know your child's ready to deal with life. The day your child can run up steps faster than you, the day your child can outthink you, they can outfeel you, they can outtalk you, they can outwalk you, that's the day when you know your child's ready to battle life. But when you sit there and you try to keep telling your child they don't know nothing, you're too young, your words don't matter, you're a kid, shut up, stay in the child's place and all that, that kind of stuff will make your child not want to tell you nothing. Then a lot of y'all be wondering why your children don't want to share stuff with you when they get older, because when they was younger, all you told them was, stay in the child's place. You don't know nothing. Your opinion don't matter. Your words don't matter. You're not going for nothing. You're too young to feel anything. You're too young to understand. You're too young to think. So as they get older, they start going by that. I'm not telling them nothing. I'm not speaking to when I'm not spoken to. I'm a child. I don't know nothing. Keep all my problems to myself. They don't really care about none of them. All that kind of shit. And you wonder why your children are so secretive against you. That's because of the shit you told them when they was younger. Speak when spoken to. Stay in a child's place. Your thoughts and your opinions do not matter. What you're going through is not that bad. I don't want to hear about it. So don't get mad if your child tells you they don't want to speak to you about nothing, because all you did when they was younger was hinder them from speaking. So don't get mad when they get older and they don't want to speak. So I'm just letting you know. A lot of y'all getting mad at y'all children for not wanting to tell you what's going on in their personal life. Well, that's your fault. You raised them to be like that. Stop telling them what they say and think and feel don't matter, and this shit won't keep happening. You feel me? Next thing is the sexistness in the church. I'm going to address that too. Jesus had a wife. Her name was Mary. I can't say the last name because I don't remember it. But, yeah. And Jesus gave all his teachings to his wife. Now, he told his wife to share them with the church. And technically speaking, there was supposed to be women teachers in the church long before it started happening just now. And the wife of Jesus had the actual teachings of Jesus, which was, and I quote, or Yahshua, which was, and I quote, that man is equal to woman, boy is equal to girl. No one is greater or less than nobody. We're all equal. Said that in another video. Jesus told his wife, do not give these teachings to the church, for they will reject them and deny you because you're a woman, and the church by nature hates women. Because men are taught to be superior than men because of the Adam and Eve situation. Or Adams and Eve. So if you take these teachings to the church, which the Father already told me that you will, know they're going to reject the teachings and they're going to reject you. Just know that. Just know that. But what did his wife decide to do? Since his wife has such a humble spirit and she's such a good person, she decided to still try to take the teachings to the Catholic Church and show them to the priests. What the priest do? Seeing that Jesus loved the gay man, the drug addict, the pimp, the prostitute. He loved everyone who was not loved by the people that was supposed to love them, which is the followers of Jesus in the church. Jesus loved the sinner more than the goddamn saint, believe it or not. And his teachings were that all are supposed to learn how to love each other, care about each other, be there for each other, take care of each other. Be your brother and your sister's keeper and all that stuff. You want to be close to the Father, this is what you must do. Don't show hate to nobody. Don't show ridicule to nobody. Don't mock nobody. Don't look down on nobody. Don't be scoffing no one. And by the way, scoff just means to laugh at somebody's struggle and look down on someone because they're doing less than you in life. That's all that means. Anyway, so his wife took the teachings to the Catholic Church. She was trying to be nice and say, oh, you know, we should share it. Like, I'm trying to get these teachings to y'all so I can teach in the church. We should share these with people. They looked into them, didn't like them. Changed it, like, no, this ain't going to be, this is not going to happen. We're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're not doing this, we're not doing this. Put her ass in jail. Change this, put this shit in the Bible. Change a lot of this shit. We're not doing it. Put her in jail. That's why men were the dominant teachers in the church for the longest time ever, because Catholics did that shit. Catholics did it. Nobody else except Catholics. But yes, there were supposed to be women teachers in the church long before now. That's what Yahshua wrote. That's what he taught. That men and women were all supposed to be equal. Nobody's above or below anybody. I don't care if you're in the LGBTQAI community. You're black, white, you're rich, poor, you're fat, skinny, you went to college or you didn't. How much money you have, how much money you don't have. If you're a CEO, if you're a janitor, if you're a street thug, it don't matter. If you're a drug addict, if you're a pimp or prostitute, it don't matter. While you're on this earth, everybody is equal. And how do you know? Because we all go through equal pain, we all go through equal suffering, we all go through equal good times like bad, we all laugh, we all cry, we all smile, we all peep, we all pee, we poop, we feel pain like we feel happiness. But everyone goes through it at different times for different reasons. Some people it's karma, other people it's a trial. But we're all equal on this earth. No one's above anybody. But unfortunately, there are people that sell their soul to the church for a position and refuse to tell the truth because they know if they do, they'll lose their position in the church. And that position in the church is the only thing that makes them feel like they have a value. Because without that position in the church and without the value and the praise that people in the church give them leaders, they feel like nobody. Like Mike Tyson would say, he only feels like a god when he's boxing because people give him credit for being such a good boxer. Without boxing, he feels like a nobody. A lot of religious leaders in the church don't want to lose their title for the sake of telling the truth because they know if they lose that title and that power and that status, they'll feel like a nobody. And one thing they don't want to do is lose that power to tell the truth because they don't want to feel like a damn nobody. Because all the years they're used to people praising them and worshiping them and admonishing their greatness for a teacher. And, oh, he went to the seminary. Oh, he can preach fire from heaven. Oh, he's a man of God. Oh, my goodness, he can sing. Oh, he can do all that kind of stuff. They're afraid to tell the truth because they don't want to lose their position in the church, because they know if they lose their position in the church, they will feel like a straight up nobody. And I said what I said. So I ain't taking it back. How you feel is how you feel. Whatever. It is what it is. And oh yeah, to add to that also, the reason why people go to church on Sunday is because the popes are secretly Satanists, and they know that the sun was created to represent Lucifer, who was called the bright and morning star because he was born before Jesus, and the Father created the sun to represent Lucifer as the firstborn son. And Lucifer was supposed to be the first ever light bearer. But Lucifer fell from grace when he disrespected the Father's wishes to, let's just say, not to want free will and rebel against him. Lucifer was known as the bright and morning star. That's where the sun comes from, the firstborn son, the light bearer. Just so you know that, then the popes, they changed the day from going to church from Saturday to Sunday as worship of Lucifer. So all you who go to church on Sunday, just know you're worshiping the devil. I just thought I would say that. And the Vatican has a whole damn shrine, kingdom / worship center to the devil below the church of the Catholics. Just so you know that. Whew, been holding that in for a long ass time. Anyway, peace.